Galactic Federation of Light and Higher Self Message, March 17, 2017. Although you may not be aware of it, everything is going in accordance with the plan that leads to ascension. It may bring forth different periods of time for completion, and one thing is certain, and that is the changes for the better are destined to manifest and nothing will be allowed to interfere with them. You can therefore withstand the uncertainty, knowing that all proceeds well. There is a greater plan that will ensure that the vibrations continue to rise, and you will eventually become galactic beings. However, such a time is well into the future, but at least you know where destiny leads you. At present, chaos appears all around you with so many changes taking place, and it was to be expected as the old is falling away. Bear in mind that much karma is being cleared because of it, and in fact no longer can it be held back as previously, and must be met for immediate action. Be assured that all is progressing in such a way that it is inevitably leading to the changes that will enable the new republic to be announced. Obviously the timing will be such that any likely obstruction or interference with it will be immediately removed. The people have spoken and are moving beyond the chaos and uncertainty of the old system, and as the changes take place, the new republic gains strength. Timing on such occasions is so critical, so be assured that many friends off-world are overseeing your progress and will ensure it is not halted in any way. The desires of the people for peace and happiness have been noted, and the continual wars and loss of life and property is no longer acceptable to them, and they say enough is enough and look to their leaders to respond accordingly. Knowing the course of your future empowers you, and you can take adversity in your stride and not be affected by it. By doing so you set a good example that others will follow, and the more people you can influence in this way, the more it will bring about energies of peace and love. Already two pathways are forming separately as those who cannot raise their vibrations must follow another one. This will no doubt worry some groups of people, but it has to be remembered that all souls have their own path to follow. Families do create strong bonds between them, but each member must be allowed to follow their chosen path. Love between souls creates a bond that cannot be broken, so contact can continue even if they have left your group. There is much to be learned about your true history, and in time all will be revealed. You accepted the challenge to find your way back to the light knowing that you would always be helped along the way. It must be remembered that you were given free will to choose your own experiences, and unless you ask for help, another soul is not allowed to interfere. You grow through experiencing the result of your own choices of experience, but it must however be said that you can call upon others for guidance. This really brings you to the guides who follow your life plan, but they too do not interfere unless you ask them. Even so, your life plan is to your agreement made before you incarnated and not normally subject to change. So your guides will encourage you to follow it. As much as there are beautiful experiences to be had whilst on earth, they cannot really compare with opportunities given when you are in the higher realms. To eventually have the freedom to travel where you like in your universe, can give you endless choices. You will also have a much longer lifespan to suit your needs, and when finished, you literally step out of one body into another, and unlike now, you do not have to die to leave the body. It is also worth noting that you never reach old age but always maintain a mature body that does not age. The immediate future is full of surprises, not least of all the fact that a number of alien groups have lived inside your Earth for thousands of years. They keep to themselves because they are not allowed to influence or interfere with your lives, because you must find your way yourselves. In fact, that was your challenge when the veil of forgetfulness was pulled across your memory. It is only in recent times that some of you have started to remember your true selves, and have developed an expanding consciousness. It is precisely for this reason that you are amongst souls at all different levels of awareness. Many people are in state of despair, and currently famine threatens vast numbers running into the millions. It is a call to the rest of humanity to wake up and help those in such desperate state of need when almost hundreds that are mainly children are dying each day. Hopefully sufficient of you can rise to the needs presented, and show that compassion and love for your brothers and sisters is alive and well. It is your response to such situations that show how far you have evolved, and whether you have helped to offer those in desperate need. Of course there are groups that specifically help in such circumstances, but the size of the problem is so overwhelming they can no longer cope. As individual souls you cannot do much to alleviate such mammoth problems, and sometimes it needs many people to ensure that those in your governments are doing all they can to help such desperate people. In reality you are one world and one humanity, and it is almost certain that you have all experienced the extremes in other lives, although you no longer have memories of them. You are one and always were, and as such you evolve together and need to help each other where you can. Competition has taught you that only the fittest survive, but that approach should have been seen for what it is, and help freely given to those in desperate need. It is a fact that your world has sufficient resources to ensure that no one goes hungry or wants for medical attention, but you have been deliberately kept down by those who wish to rule and control the world. However, it is all changing for the better, but it takes time to introduce them whilst some dear souls do not have much time left. Of course many organizations are already trying their best to help alleviate the problem, but it is so big it's almost impossible to do what is required to save all lives. Initially it is money to buy the necessities that is the problem, and even so the public are generous, but sometimes it needs more than they can immediately offer. Be assured that many souls are eagerly and generously offering their services, and are commended for rising to the occasion. Obviously not everyone is in a position to be able to help, yet their message and prayers of love for their brothers and sisters sends an energy of upliftment and hope for those that are suffering. We know that there is a lot of compassion and sympathy for those in need, and it helps in its own way. Clearly you cannot all directly help and answer appeals for help, as it depends on your personal circumstances. Thanks will go out to those who can offer direct help, and those who assist in other ways. Every little bit helps, and many thanks go out to such people. I leave you with love and blessings, and may the light brighten your days and path to completion. This message comes through my higher self. In love and light. Mike Quincy. treeofthegoldenlight.com